I know I'm all decked out. Because just I feel inferior. Otherwise, if I don't wear the Trump thing, people think I'm a chicon, but I'm not. Well, you know, we're not all alike. So, Kathleen Sherling, this is per request from my friend, my dear friend Eric Trump, who helped me a lot during the crisis with my mother going to a nursing home and everything. So, if that's called a shout out, Eric, Donald Trump. Okay, I win the bet. Um, Donald Trump bikini. Yeah, little bit of taunting there. Taunting because the weekend Bernie's or the Biden's, the zombie Biden, like being dragged around by the short sleeve, try to perform, I suppose, to pretend not to be a dead person. Like, remember that movie? Anyways, that's the most popular topic now. But I am trying to be serious instead of like cracking the whip. The Democratic Party, they are cracking the whip, right? Yeah, remember Howard Dean? Like, yeah, they'll bring back Howard Dean. I'm serious. That's his name. Um, those are the failed candidates. Like, all the Democrats are looking them up. Like, who can we get to replace this Brandon, half dead Brandon? Um, Howbeit, my point is not to just to gloat about. Pardon me. Oh, so excited with Donald Trump beating the heck out of Biden. I mean, literally, right? It just his eyes, his movements. Every time like Joe Biden talks, right? Donald Trump just looked very presidential, and Joe Biden every time with a split screen, you can see that he's just drooling, and there's nothing there. I'm talking about the eyes, right? If you've seen the debate, everybody should be watching it. Come on, if you want to live in this country, you have to pay attention. But I don't want to just jump on the bandwagon by saying, "Oh yeah, we won, we win the presidency." I want to remind you of the subtlety of the attacks of the hosts of the CNN. I mean, not to say that even Donald Trump was literally praising Jake Tapper and this Bash lady, right, Daniel Bash, because they were not as radical. Remember, they were the one that who said Donald Trump compared him to as Hitler before. So I don't even want to criticize that how the handicap was skewed against Trump still, just by the questions themselves, because why isn't Hunter Biden's laptop mentioned there? Because that's been going through on and thoroughly investigated that it was real. It's not no deep fake where he was smoking crack and measuring the amount of cocaine with prostitutes and some of the stuff that are very, very troubling with pedo hookers. It's just, ugh. They didn't talk about it. I knew that. But they would mention things like Gen 6, such as like the biggest evil they painted it. Can you imagine that they were calling Donald Trump the liar? And well, they're the liars. They were the liars. And I know that the strategy now, let me tell you this, the Democrats knew, and they're probably getting ready to dump Joe Biden. Don't ask me how they're going to do it. Because now it's the end of June, but still, I guess they'll have this big convention, and they could probably still dump Joe Biden. That's why I was saying, like, bring back Howard Dean, right? Yeah, that guy, right? He's probably a better candidate than the dead Bernie, who looks like a zombie. Yeah, or your Gen 6 mobs. So let's just go with their narratives. I do absolutely want to point it out, the lies of the CNN analyst afterwards. They call Donald Trump a liar. You see the strategy they're using? Okay, we know. Well, because we saw that, right? Even the Bible of the left wingers of the New York Times and what else? Politico were saying Biden is toast, and then they need that damn replacement. But their strategy against Trump is keep calling him a liar. In fact, they were the one who lies, and I can prove it to you, one at a time with facts. because of, okay, so everybody know when Joe Biden said that Donald Trump was at Normandy, like the commemorative, I guess, the Normandy memorial with the soldiers, and he said things about like these soldiers are suckers or something. Well, Donald Trump said it himself on stage. He said, "Why would anybody do that? That's even foolish." And that like is so outrageous that it's called hearsay. So what a hearsay is, it's a rumor, and you can't use that as evidence, and that's just foolish. I mean, you got to be a kindergarten kid, like you say, "Oh, well, he hit me first." Nobody saw it. You're possibly lying. So the hearsay thing didn't go through too well. Howbeit, I noticed this guy named Carl. I don't know his first name, but even after the debate, I just watched it a little bit before I have to go to the gym. Um, they they were saying, okay, Biden is toast, so they put him down. But then they keep calling Donald Trump a liar. Um, what did he lie? Let's just break this down, right? This thing about bloodbath. You know the word bloodbath. The word bloodbath, if you're using English properly, it's an adjective. It's not a calling for action. And Donald Trump never used that word, when he was giving that speech on the January 6th, right? Remember that he was calling for what? Peacefully, patriotically, to protest. And honestly, I was shocked to learn that as a citizen of the United States, you cannot peacefully protest. I would have gone up there if I could, but we can't afford. I saw it online that people trying to figure out how we can afford the gas. I mean, California, you got run down by Gavin Newsom, and it's $6 or $7 a gallon. So we were trying to figure out how to get there and peacefully protest and say this is wrong. We're just gonna hold some flags and do not steal. And remember, that was one of the things, like stop the steal, which is equivalent to do not steal from us, right? The people, we're the people. We're not like a bunch of those burning down the monuments, BLM. Where are they? Kamala Harris bailed them out. They're not in jail. But where some grannies were being led into these by devious Democrats that order all these feds. There are feds there. This is not a joke. Feds were everywhere, according to the Capitol Police Chief. So with that said, the word bloodbath, let's just say, go back there, right? Okay, that was recently Donald Trump was talking in Detroit to the auto workers and say, if you get Joe Biden in there, the economy, basically, foreign countries are going to take over our auto industry because, hey, that's why Joe Biden administration, they're mandating electric cars. Remember that? So it would be a bloodbath. That's a very common use. But then this is how I see that really biblically proportioned used by the Pharisees. Pharisees are a bunch of they're very evil, serpent, snakish, but prominent folks. So let's call them the elites. They were using it against Jesus. They're twisting the words that Jesus said. So they're doing that with Donald Trump. They're just twisting his words by saying he was calling for a bloodbath and trying to portray him as the bad guy. Donald Trump never said bloodbath during January 6th. He used it in Detroit recently when he had a rally with the auto workers by saying that the economy is going to be a bloodbath. You'll lose your job. You'll lose your shirt if you got this Biden in there again, because he is going all out on this EV mandate where what? China makes the battery. So, okay, so now let's get that out of the way. And I know a lot of people that they have make notes and to, let's just say, not the word called fact check. Yeah, it is fact check, but if you're listening to the CNN, I'm not a fact checker per se, like online, but I just can't help myself because I watched it happen. I seen it and I absorbed it, and I go, this is bullshit. by putting words in Donald Trump's mouth, by accusing him of insurrection. Come on, they were grannies, and the Supreme Court just said that there really was no crime. They didn't burn down jack squat. Nobody was killed except for Ashley Babbitt, who is the veteran who went up there. She's like not barely 5 feet. And I saw the footage where she got shot. She had nothing. She had a backpack. And she wasn't even in a motion of engaging anyone. She was like being pushed up. Now this is by the glass door, right? I saw the footage. It's by Jay something. And I think he was a BLM guy, and a lot of BLM guy, they were told to dress up like wear Trump hats. There were videos. I literally seen them where they dressed up like a Trump supporter, and they become like one of those antagonist. They try to go stir up shit, as you know. Hey, I came up with the right word, so give me a break. So the big point, I think that the CNN people say Donald Trump was lying about Jan 6. No, wait a minute. Donald Trump did order the National Guard, okay? Let's just get the facts straight, because I didn't see anybody talking about this, which I believe a lot of folks probably still not aware that how our founder has already thought this through. When a president is in power, he cannot have the military in the Capitol, because that's exactly they were worried about an insurrection. So if you want to protect the Capitol, when Donald Trump said that, he was briefed by saying, wow, this town is going to be swarmed, because people were pissed off. But they were there to peacefully march and let our voices be heard. We were not throwing freaking Molotov cocktails and pulling down statues. We didn't do that. Okay, I know this could be a little distracting. It's distracting me, but thank you, Eric, for making me wear the Trump thing. So the thing is that when the president said we got to protect the Capitol, right? He can say we're requesting 10,000 National Guards, right, just in case any shit that's gonna go down. But the Speaker of the House, which was Nancy Pelosi, she has the one to activate, to actually to push the button, say activate, to get them up there. She did that later, right? To have a show of force, because when things that this dust settled, and then she pretended like oh she has the power and the authority, and remember the Capitol was swarmed by a lot of National Guards, and we had no place to go and sleep. And I remember either Josh Hawley or was another senator had to buy them pizzas and stuff like that, because they were sleeping in the garage. But at that time, they refused. I saw the letter that's written to Muriel Bowser, the Democrat mayor of Washington, D.C., from Donald Trump. As the president said, hey, if you want to protect your city, I already authorized these troops. Activate them. And she refused. This is not disputable. So when a freaking Carl guy on CNN, and that pisses me off, because they already got their narrative down, like, okay, Biden is toast, but then let's make Donald Trump the liar. When he called Donald Trump a liar, he is a freaking liar and a serpent. Because everybody can look that up. Trump already authorized the National Guard. It has to be activated by who? The Speaker of the House. That's how our founders had it, in this way to exactly protect us from a true so-called insurrection or coup or whatever. So the president cannot order troops in the Capitol. You get it, right? Thank you. And then to try to frame Trump as the bad guy, that pissed me off greatly. And not to talk, I mean, that's beyond to put us on the defensive all the time, and not to even mention about the connection between Hunter Biden selling us out to China and the Ukraine and selling us out every time. What's his name? Zelensky come in town, you walk away with like $60 billion when I can't even afford fucking gasoline here. Hello. I just say hello. Okay, not to get too upset, I gotta comb my hair a little bit. So that is I don't want to keep going on and on, because then there's so many things, but these are the main things that I did not hear the the patriots that in fact make that point about what happened on Jan 6. It's definitely no insurrections, that's for sure. I mean, look at me. Do I look like I could be insurrector? Worse than 9/11? Come on. You kidding me? You're kidding me. Anyways, doesn't matter whether we win by 1 point, 10 points, 100 points, right? Trump is the guy why people love him, because he is for us. And if somebody start to shout at me because I wear "Make America Great Again" hat, then they're the freaking traitor. You better watch out for them. Mwah.